Alrighty, everybody. Emma saw Mr. Fu take a bite out of that and said, "Hey, that looks good." Emma is about 9 to 10 years old, Cocker Spaniel mix over at the Buffalo Animal Shelter. Dustin Yerman has brought Emma to us so we can talk about Emma. And then we've got Dr. Lucas Kandefer back with us to talk about why those wellness visits are so important for your pet. So good morning, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Dustin, Emma, adorable.
Yes, she's a real sweetheart. Unfortunately, she came to the shelter as a stray. And we really thought someone would become looking for her. We posted on all the lost and found sites because she actually came in freshly groomed. She's been well taken care of, but unfortunately there was no microchip and no response from any owners to come and get her. So she's now looking for a family that won't lose her. Again, she's on the older side. She doesn't act very old in some ways, and other ways so she's also part of our special Silver Paws program. So her adoption fee is going to be very reduced. It's going to cover dental cleaning, spay, vaccinations, microchip, all that good stuff. She's really just going to want to be in your lap, this girl. She goes for walks. She only gets about halfway around the block before she chooses to be carried. So
I like how they just sit down. I'm not going any further.
Exactly. She's good to go. Yes. Maybe it might have been a little warm for her yesterday on our first beautiful day of Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, but as you can see, she's good with dogs. She's good with people. She's just an absolute sweetheart, and someone clearly did love her, and we don't know what happened, but now it's time for her second chapter where someone else will love her.
And the dog from last week got adopted.
Yes.
Was it Mo?
Boo.
Boo. Boo. I knew it was one syllable. Boo got adopted.
Boo was snatched up quickly.
All right, Dr. Kandefer, wellness care. Don't wait until there's something wrong with your animal to take him into the vet.
No, and they found it on the human side as well, that when you wait until you're ill, and especially when you have chronic diseases, the longer you wait to when you start to have problems, the more expensive it is and the more difficult it is to get you back on the road to health. When we're looking at our pets year after year, we notice the changes that you notice day after day.
Right.
But when you see something every day, you don't notice that something's gotten slightly worse and slightly worse. Whereas when we see them once a year, we see, this is what we found last year. We're seeing a pretty big change here. Our weight's changed, our ability to get around's changed. All those things are small things that start to add up. And we see a lot of older dogs that are having trouble getting around, that we wait too long to keep them mobile and active, and that's what keeps them up and happier for longer. And the same thing with our cats, is we see a lot less cats. People in the past have just brought them in for their vaccines when they're due, because cats don't really tell you that there's any problems.
Right.
But that's also part of the issue, is that cats don't tell you if there are any problems. We notice these real subtle changes, like a pound of weight loss in a cat is a huge deal. If you lost 10% of your body weight without changing anything, you'd go to the doctor right away.
Right.
We don't notice that with our cats, and that's where that routine visit can really help identify there is an underlying problem. We can catch it early and say, these are the things we can do to help prolong this and to make sure that this does not turn into a major problem down the line, and really help them long term.
And about what age should you do like a senior wellness check on your animal?
So usually when we're looking at routine blood work, it's the same thing with you and I. They're not going to tell you to get blood work every year when you're 20. When you hit 40, you want to make sure you have at least a baseline. So for our dogs and cats, 40 is about 7 years old. Around that point is when they'd hit that, adult, kind of older age where things can start to go wrong. And that's why we want to make sure that even if everything's perfect, we know where you are, and then in the future we can say what's changed, so we know what's really being affected.
Yeah, it's just a way of keeping them around a lot longer, and giving the doctor a heads up on how this patient looks when he's healthy, and then you can see there's a difference when they're not healthy. And of course, if you go to the doctor routinely, that routine visit is going to keep costing you a lot less than if they've got something that really needs to be treated.
Absolutely.
So it really just makes so much sense, and you want to love your animal, and you want to make sure they're comfortable. All right, Emma is waiting for you at the Buffalo Animal Shelter, and listen, thank you so much, guys, for coming in. We want to remember to thank the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society, who sends us people like Dr. Kandefer to talk about things like this on our show. So thank you. And Emma, what time are you open till today, Dustin?
We're open till 3 today, and then tomorrow is our late night where we're open till 7.